We are here at Camp Perry, Ohio, 2014 for the national matches with a couple of members of the Army Reserve Marksmanship Program. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Sergeant First Class Lewis.
I'm Staff Sergeant Arcularius.
Now, you've been with the team for quite a number of years. What are your respective backgrounds?
Well, I've shot with the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit there at Fort Benning for 7 years. I shot with the National Guard team for a year, and I've been with the U.S. Army Reserve shooting team for 10 years. I've taught sniper school at Fort Benning for 2 years, deployed as a sniper, and for about 9 years doing small arms readiness group type training from 9 mil up to Mark 19.
Okay. And what about you, Staff Sergeant?
I started out with the Marine Corps rifle team, got out of the Marine Corps, joined the Army Reserve, and I've been with the Army Reserve Marksmanship Unit for about 9 years now.
Okay. Excellent. Now, today you shot the vintage sniper rifle match. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the sniper vintage rifle match is it's an actual paired up team event where both individuals will actually shoot at separate times. I'll let Sergeant Arcularius go ahead and finish explaining exactly the course of fire itself.
Okay.
Well, basically what we do is we have 5 minutes at 300 yards to shoot an unlimited amount of sighters to ensure that you have a zero. Then each shooter will fire 10 shots for record at 300 yards. The target will come up for 20 seconds and then will come down for 20 seconds. You only fire one shot per exposure of that target.
Okay.
Then we will release back and go back to the 600-yard line. And we will do that course of fire all over again. We have 5 minutes to ensure that our zero is correct, and then we will shoot 20-second exposures, 10 shots for each one of the persons on the team.
Okay. Now, with sniper training, it would normally be done on E-type silhouettes, but you're using bullseyes for this match. What are the scoring ring scale size-wise comparing to an E-type?
Well, this particular rifle here, these clicks or these dials on this rifle move in minutes of angle, which is 1/60th of 1 degree, roughly an inch at 100 yards. So when we shoot at 300 yards, we are shooting at a target that has a 3-inch X-ring and is minute of angle all the way out to its farthest rings. Same thing at the 6. We're going to be shooting at a 6-inch X-ring. So hypothetically, if the gun and the ammo was matched up well, you should be able to sit there and shoot X's all day. But we know that that's not, with this rifle not being a match rifle in any way, shape, or form, and being a reproduction of what our grandfathers went to war, they really don't shoot that good.
Understood. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about the rifle in detail here. Now, as a sniper instructor, how do you feel this compared to the shooting portion of, say, sniper sustainment training?
Well, in the sniper sustainment training, basically when you go out there, your first thing you want to do is ensure that you confirm your zero, and then you actually shoot on silhouette type targets for basically a hit or miss. What we do here, having the scoring rings, it basically gives you an opportunity to see basically who really has a good zero and who's a better marksman. By having scoring rings, you can actually basically get the size of the actual cone of fire over a period of shots being fired.
Okay. Excellent. So it's a more precision type shooting than, say, just sniper training normally is.
Yes. My hit, or usually your hit or miss, is good or not good. In this, your hit has a decimal point value to it. So the guy with the highest point value would quite obviously win. And in order to get that, you must be hitting center of your giving aiming area.
Now, you obviously camoed up for this. Go ahead and talk about the camouflage here.
This is basically a commercial purchased ghillie base. The actual jute and the material that's actually used on here came with the initial kit. There was some additional jute that was basically bought at a commercial store. A few cans of paint. We knew that we were going to be shooting out here at Camp Perry, Ohio. The vegetation being a dark green, which basically we used the paint to kind of like blend in with our surroundings.
Okay. And can you go ahead and turn around so we can see the full suit there? Excellent. See, nice and frizzy. Now, did you get any comments with the wearing the full camo for the sniper for the sniper match here?
Nobody out here in a vintage sniper match was wearing anything military-esque. At best, you may have had one or few military teams wearing a uniform very much like what you're wearing. But
The lovely ACU.
The lovely ACU. But one of the big reasons we decided to do this was understanding an Army reservist's job is to reach into the civilian populace and educate the civilian populace. We thought this would be a great time to at least let a group of civilians see what real operational ghillies would look like. Did we veg them up with vegetation and all of the other things that we should be doing? No. But it's a way for us to make contact with the civilian community and have a little fun with them. Sure. We had a lot of people walking over and going, touching us, wanting to take pictures. It was great, and not for nothing, it was kind of a folly, and got a lot of laughs out of it.
Good.
So that was the main reason for us doing this.
Now, as a vintage rifle match, of course, we have to shoot a vintage rifle for the sniper match. So go ahead and give us some details on the particulars here.
This is the 1903 A4. It is basically a 1903 Springfield rifle that was modified with a scope mount and an M73 G2 scope. The scope moves in minutes of angle. And basically, this is the rifle that our grandfathers would have went into World War II with.
So it's chambered in 30-06 Springfield?
Yes, correct. It is chambered in 30-06 Springfield. This is a 5-shot repeater, meaning I can place 5 rounds in the magazine and work the action until it is empty. Or the way we utilized it in slow fire, we went ahead and turned the magazine box off, so the bolt would not feed out of the magazine, and we fired one shot at a time, just sliding it in on top of the magazine follower.
Okay, now you shot on the MR1 target, which is the normal 600-yard competition target. What were your scores on that target today?
Sergeant Lewis had a 98 with, I'm not sure how many.
98 with 2 at 600, and a 96 with 1 at 300.
Okay, and then what was your score?
And I believe I had a 92 with 1 at the 300. And what was my score at the 6, Sergeant Lewis?
I'm going to say it was a 92 with 1.
Right.
Okay.
So even with World War I era technology, you're still quite effective because given that the scorings are minute of angle, you had a fair number of X's and certainly better than man-size hits consistently with winding conditions all the way out to 600 yards.
In the hands of a competent marksman, this rifle still can be very, very user-friendly and very deadly in combat. In the hands of somebody who actually knew what they were doing, not a problem.
Very good.
And I will tell you that most of the deer rifles, that most folks get off of the shelf actually shoot better than these old rifles. So it's not uncommon to have a lot of manufactured deer rifles and so forth that will quite easily outshoot these.
Very good. Well, thank you much, gentlemen.